Welcome to the home of the DIY movement, where we build stuff and paint things.
Right, y'all, welcome back. Today is Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Big day for the 62. Where we last left off last weekend, I painted under the hood and under the trunk with the color reveal. That's been cooking outside for the past week. It's been really hot. It's going to be really hot today. Yesterday, a couple hours in, Rocket Man came over. He seam sealed where it needed. Also in the trunk, put a little bit. And I just screwed in these drains, which really ain't no big deal. Got these drains, drain plugs, 6 of them. What we're going to do today is we're going to Raptor liner. We're going to Raptor liner tintable Raptor. We got 8 jugs. We're going to be using Shopline base coat, cheaper version of the DBC that we're going to be painting the car, Deltron. This is the color. And right off the bat, I'm noticing these jugs are bigger and they're metal. They're usually plastic. So we're probably going to end up reducing it. I think in the trunk, we're going to go unreduced. We're just going to tint it, add the hardener, and spray it. But for the rest, the floorboards, we're going to reduce it because we have to make it stretch. So we're going to be Raptoring basically all the way from the top of the dash all the way to the trunk weather strip. Also, same thing for underneath. So we're going to flip this thing on the side. He did some seam sealer in the wheel wells, along where the floor meets the trunk shelf. And we spent two tubes of seam sealer. You got the seam sealer local. It's SEM seam sealer. Stuff is $25 a tube. So we got 2 tubes left. Pretty sure Bobby's gonna want to return those, get 50 bucks back. So this thing has been in epoxy for, man, a couple years, maybe a year and a half. Last weekend we washed it with soap and water and a red Scotch-Brite. That's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna re-scuff anything. We're just gonna go straight to spraying. Same with underneath. We may do a little bit of scuffing, but not really. A lot. The instructions call for, you know, having to scuff it and this and that, but this is like the 4th or 5th car we've done, or maybe 6th. We don't scuff anything. We go straight to spraying. The stuff sticks like concrete. So I disagree with the instructions on that part. After we get it all Raptored, hopefully before lunch, it's going to be really hot. Oh, we're also going to do inside the fenders. We're going to have to stretch that. It's going to be really hot, so we're going to push it outside. Hopefully it cooks, and hopefully it dries. If it dries enough, we're going to get it on the body cart, off of the rotisserie, and we're going to hang the doors. That's the goal for today. Raptor on the body cart, hang the doors. After that, we go wet sand it from there, and we're ready for paint. So let's get moving around. Like I say, inside the fenders, inside the skirts, from dash to tail panel, in and out. I'll bring you guys back once we get moving. All right, here I am spraying the Raptor. We're just trying to put some color under the fender. I think the hardest part of spraying this Raptor is that the jug is so big on the bottom of the gun that it's kind of awkward to spray and get in some tight spaces. It's almost impossible. So you kind of tilt the gun, and if your jug is almost empty, the pickup tube is not going to be picking up any material. So that's the hardest part of spraying this Raptor. Other than that, it's really easy. Alright, so we got the fenders in, the tinted Raptor. We don't have 100% coverage, but we got enough. We didn't want to spend all of our Raptor on the inside of the fenders. This looks pretty good. Skirts too. So that took about a jug and a half. think, Bobby? You super excited?
Hot.
He was singing on the way up here.
Yeah, what was he singing?
I don't want to sing. It was dedicated to Lonestar love. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll tell you what, my brisket sandwich better be good today.
Little onion ring, little Arnold Palmer.
I got my wallet.
Oh, you gotta say, oh, you gotta pick it up.
Yeah, he takes Zell, I'm sure. Ooh-wee, man.
All right, guys, we're back. I know this looks like a familiar scene, but we're about to put some color on this.
Yeah, we got 8 jugs of Raptor. We already got the base coat mixed in. We use Shopline base coat, like I said previously. We just bought regular old base coat. I know they advertise you're supposed to buy it with no binders or anything like that. Just buy the cheapest base coat you can find. Mix it. You're supposed to mix 3 ounces per jug, but we put 2 ounces and it mixes just fine. So you can really make it stretch.
Okay.
You can also reduce it to stretch it even more, but it calls for 3 ounces per jug of color, 3 ounces per jug of hardener.
Now, when you reduce it a little bit more, it makes it a little bit smoother.
Yeah, it won't be as rough of a texture.
Okay. Good to know.
So, I mean, you can really reduce it down to where it's a really kind of a smooth finish, but I don't know what that does to durability.
Okay.
So they also recommend you're supposed to scuff it, but I've never scuffed it.
Nah, that stuff is
I mean, you're
strong.
gonna sit here and I'm not gonna sit here. It's 100 degrees.
Nah, that stuff is like glue, man. It's real sticky, man. Once it dries, it's super hard. It ain't going anywhere.
So we have a little bit left over from the fenders. I'm gonna use that first. Probably just go over the areas with seam sealer maybe. And then I'm thinking for this bottom, probably about 2.5 jugs.
2.5?
Yeah. Probably what's in here plus 2.
I'm thinking 3, man. Oh, what? Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We definitely want to put plenty in the trunk. That's the part that counts.
Yeah.
So if we have to spend 3 in the trunk or whatever, then that's what we're going to do. We're going to put, if we run out, I'd rather run out on the inside of the floor pan.
Yeah.
It's going to get covered by carpet.
Yep.
So let's go.
All right.
All right. Go, Bobby.
Alright, we moved on to the bottom of the floor here. The Raptor really doesn't produce a whole lot of overspray. It's pretty concentrated spray pattern. The jug's pretty heavy, man, so you're seeing sometimes I'm using 2 hands. And that's the hardest part, is the weight of the jug. And I think now Raptor is making these jugs bigger so that you can reduce the material. Because previously they used to be black rubber jugs, and when you add the base coat and when you add the hardener, there's no more room in the jug for anything. But now with these bigger metal jugs, man, you could add like 6 to 7 ounces of reducer, and or you can over activate it, which is what I did to stretch some of it. But we really should have started reducing from the get-go, and we would have had plenty of material. As I mentioned later on here in the video, we did run a little bit dry on the toe boards inside, which gets covered up by carpet, so that's not a big deal. It was definitely a workout spraying the entire floor in and out, as you can see, getting all in the floor braces, just trying to go for not 100% coverage. You know, we probably aimed for about 90% coverage. I think we achieved that. So once we realized we were running low on material, we went ahead and hit the trunk and the toe boards and the floorboards with some white spray paint to help it, you know, with coverage, because the Raptor is definitely not going to cover black epoxy very well.
Bad hose management, Bobby.
What y'all do, man?
I was over here stepping on the hose.
Really, Bobby, you did that? No. Wow.
I told him it was bad hose management.
He's a guest in this house?
Let's see what we got. Looks good.
Man, this color, man, no pictures do it justice.
No.
The video either. I recorded around there, but you got to see this thing in person.
Man, so we had to get creative.
Talk to me. What'd you do?
Man, the 10 jugs wasn't enough. I
10.
think
We went through 10?
8 plus the 2 he brought.
Wow. That's a lot.
The thing needs to be reduced from the jump. If we would have reduced all the fenders and where I started on the trunk, we would have had enough. We did make it enough, but we had to get creative, man. We sprayed some base coat down first.
For coverage.
Covered real, because the inside floor was black. And that color ain't gonna cover the black.
Man, I got to the light on 59, and I realized I hadn't loaded the jugs. I turned around.
We wouldn't have had enough if it wasn't for that.
Man.
But yeah, so we just sprayed base coat first, and then it covered. Should have done that to begin with, man.
Yeah. I think all future projects
Because we had leftover shop line, we ain't gonna use really for nothing, so might as well use it. So we used it.
Yeah.
So it's done, man.
Yeah.
It's good.
I mean, I guess another tip you can add is try to spray a similar color. I mean, if you do have base, that's great, but we did gray down here on purpose. For this very reason. So don't try to cover black floor with a light color, because it ain't gonna happen. You're gonna need a lot of Raptor.
White would be ideal.
Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
So man, we're gonna wheel it out, let this thing cook. We ran out on the tow board, but can't really worry about that.
The tow board looks great.
Yeah, let's flip it, get it out, and we'll get some pictures outside. All right, this thing stinks.
Right, here we are, moving the car off of the rotisserie. Man, I'm so glad to get this thing off the rotisserie, because it's just really awkward to push in and out, especially one person. And parking the rotisserie in the back. We're gonna be assembling the $100 body cart here that we made. I think we've had, man, at least 5 cars on it, and it's really served its purpose for $100. And it's completely adjustable, so it can fit a number of vehicles, widths and lengths. And we're getting ready to set it on the body cart. And like I mentioned previously, you want to strap the front of the car down so it doesn't fall off the lift. It's very important, especially at this stage. That'd be the last thing we want. So now we're just prepping and getting ready to hang the doors, which the passenger side door went on really good, kind of fell in place, and then the driver's side door gave us a little bit of trouble. We had to shim it a little bit, which was strange because I don't see why we needed to, but that's just the way it went. So whenever Bobby was gapping all the doors, we bought brand new bushings and pins, door pins and bushings. We bought them brand new. So he went ahead and bought another brand new set so we could hang, when we hang the doors for the final time. And that really helped with lining up the door. Like I say, the passenger door fell in place, and the driver door needed, I think we ended up putting 1 shim to bring it out, just a hair. Man, the gaps look great, as you guys will see here in the next few minutes.
I think the shit is alien technology.
Alien technology, man. Let's talk about it.
Huh?
Alien technology built the Impalas.
Man,
No?
I mean, if you look at, not the
Maybe.
62s, but the 59, 60, 61, they look like spaceships.
Inspired.
Yeah. By the race to the moon,
Definitely.
for sure. Not only Chevy, but Buick, Cadillac.
Oh yeah.
Pontiac.
Back then it was.
Yeah, it was a race to the moon.
the creators, the guys that were bringing these cars to life, man, it was on another level. Now it's just all cookie cutters.
I agree.
And everything was chrome.
And everything was chrome.
A lot of chrome pieces.
No plastics. Yeah.
No, it wasn't no plastic.
No plastics. No nothing.
What?
Everything was chrome. Everything was metal.
Plastic was. Man, anything?
Maybe the insert on the horn.
I was gonna say the little retainers for the instrument cluster on the 64.
Yeah.
Those are plastic because they always break.
Yeah.
But there wasn't no plastic.
The door panel.
Those had nails.
They did have nails. Yeah.
But the little plastic inserts inside the metal.
Put your door panel on. With it. Oh yeah, on the door.
Yeah, the door. The little. Yeah.
Armrest.
Little brackets.
Wow, they bought the shit out of it. I hadn't even looked at my phone.
Hey man, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What are we gonna give the viewers this week? What's their
The giveaway?
the giveaway? Yes.
Okay, it's a 2-part giveaway.
2 parts. Okay.
You got it. Well, one is random, and the other is personal.
Gotcha.
So and for this, I'm gonna send something more than a koozie.
Okay.
A little something special. So we gotta see who can come the closest to how many lowriders I've had.
Let's make it exact. I don't know if the closest might not be.
Yeah, exact.
Let's do
exact.
exact. Exact. Let's do exact. How many lowriders you've had? Exact number.
In my life since I had my driver's license.
Okay. And what else?
And then the second part is you're gonna have to name your favorite YouTube channel builder. Not your favorite channel that you like to watch, but it's got to be somebody who actually builds cars.
Puts their hands on stuff.
We're not talking about photographers.
Okay.
We're not talking about people who go to shows and take videos. We're talking about people who build cars on YouTube.
Now, is it just limited to lowriders?
No, because I watch channels that ain't limited to lowriders.
Okay.
But
Builders.
you got to build a car, man.
Builders. Okay.
Yes, because that's what this channel's about.
Got it.
We're not about taking pictures and selling other people's pictures.
No check writing. None of that.
No.
Okay.
Put your hands in the car, man. So 2-part giveaway, and we're gonna send something special this time. Usually I just send a koozie and a couple stickers.
Okay.
We'll do something different this time, man. 2-part giveaway. So that's a wrap.
Yeah,
You gotta do a walk.
Oh, did we do a wrap
No.
up of
No.
the car? What we did?
Go,
today?
Bobby. It's your car. You can tell them what everything you like and what you don't like. And I'm listening.
I don't like the whole car.
Oh damn.
I don't like the whole car.
Yeah, go wrap up the video, Bobby.
Okay, bye. You grab the camera.
On him, man.
Go. Oh, I thought Ken was gonna talk about it.
Nope.
You got up for a review.
So what do we do?
Oh, come on, man.
Put the doors on?
Yeah. Doors came out great with gas.
Skirts were just put on, fitted.
These are the floors. Put your inside on
The
there.
Raptor liner, the floors, top and bottom.
Yeah.
The inside of the skirts,
Inside the skirts, inside the fender.
inside of the fenders. Trunk floor.
And that's a 60. That's a 60 trunk floor, not a 59.
60, yeah.
Because the 59 has a spare tire.
Custom
So it's a 60 trunk floor that we grafted in.
gas fill.
With the filler right here, it's going to be, hopefully, flip down license plate right here. We carved a little notch right there for that. But all that's left on this is basically wet sand. 600. Might have to start with some 400. We got a little overspray. 400 will take that down, then move up to 600. But I must say that after looking at this gap, that I'm kind of glad you actually gapped it. Now that was a lot of grinding and a lot of noise. You remember all that shit?
Say it again.
Every single week.
Say it again.
Every weekend you're hearing cut off wheels and air compressor. But man, look at that gap. Both sides. Look at that gap.
Bobby was walking around with a gap tool in every pocket.
Yes. And the trunk
tool, the little measuring tool.
Yep. And the trunk looks the same. But man, the gaps look great. I don't know that like the door don't come out off the bottom. You know, some of these cars they I don't know how you can improve that.
Where the fenders at?
They are in the little room next door. So we did have to stretch the Raptor a little bit, but we made it work, man. We made it work.
Yeah.
10 jugs. 10 jugs total for both fenders.
Yes.
Both skirts.
There is some comments of people wanting to know how many jugs we use for the entire car.
10 jugs. Both fenders, both skirts. Complete floor, trunk, and almost the floorboard. So my advice, if somebody wants to do the same thing, is I would start reducing from the jump.
Yeah.
Because we started reducing about halfway through when we realized how much material we're going through.
Yeah.
And we ran a little bit dry on the toe board, but if you start reducing from the jump, I would say take a jug, put your 3 ounces of hardener, put your 2 or 3 ounces of paint, and then put about 5 ounces of reducer.
Okay.
Shake it up real good and go to town. And you'll have enough with 10 jugs to do inside and out.
Yeah.
Maybe 8, but
Inside the floors and the bottom.
yeah, man, so this whole thing is one wet sand away. We're gonna guide coat it all. Wet sand 600. And it's ready for sealer and paint, man. It's ready, man. The floor looks sharp. And it's crazy because the whole thing is covered up with carpet.
Yeah.
But we know it's there. The clear carpet. You know what I mean? Yeah, clear carpet. So we're gonna call this thing sugar-free. Sugar-free? Sugar-free, that's right. That's right, sugar-free. Sugar-free deuce.
What do you think about that?
It is great. Sugar-free deuce. Deuce out the roof. How about that?
What are them little packets called?
Sweet and low.
Sweet and low? That sounds nice. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of little subtle things going on with this car that we'll get to once we paint it, but little things, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Next weekend, guide coat, wet sand, prep for paint, man. So we'll bring you guys back. You know what we forgot? The seams are molded. Oh yeah, forgot that. That's right. I just remember right now when I said subtle things.
Yeah, it's so subtle.